What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly Sports History for March 8th, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Saturday edition of the podcast. Coming at you from Clearwater. The sun is coming up. It's a beautiful day for a little spring training baseball. I apologize for the sound in the lobby right now, and they're getting set up for breakfast. And also, my voice is a little off today because it was like an Arctic blast blowing right on top of me last night from the air conditioner. But it was very nice to have the air conditioner on it compared to where we were back up at home. So we will make do, come here every day for you. And then there was somebody in the conference center where I was going to a little more quieter. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be back in there. But as always, let's start with some housekeeping. First, follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok, at Philly Jimbo on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont, and continue to spread the word as we grow this thing. As I've been saying, lots of good things on the horizon. And as you saw yesterday, we implemented our new segment, Fridays with AI. We'll get to that in a second. But the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame induction or ballot is out, and you can get your voice heard and win 2 free VIP tickets to the induction ceremony in November. All you need to do is follow that link in the description, fill out your ballot, and if it most closely resembles what the actual induction class is, you will get 2 free VIP tickets to the ceremony in November at Live Casino. So go ahead and fill that out. Time is running out. All right. So we started Fridays with AI yesterday, and we did our first one, which was a simulation between the 2 Eagles Super Bowl champions. And according to AI, the Carson Wentz-led 2017 team would pound this year's 2024 team. However, Nick Foles wouldn't be able to get much done. So I wanted to see, the question of the day was, who do you think would win? And 90% of you disagreed with AI. You said the 2024 team would pound them. I tend to agree. I think this is an all-time team, not only in Philadelphia, but the entire sports world. Ryan from Salt Lake City said that team was a powerhouse. Nick Foles would have no shot, but it does beg the question, would Carson Wentz have made a difference in that game? Leave me your thoughts on that on the Back to the Future voice and text line. It's not the question of the day. Might be dipping into that question later on in Fridays with AI. But what do you think? Would Carson Wentz have made a difference against this 2024 team? But hopefully you had some fun with that. We're going to do that every Friday. Just different scenarios in Philly sports history and see what AI thinks, and not the answer. AI, artificial intelligence. But thank you for participating in that. All right, not a whole lot. It was one of those quiet days in Philly sports, which sometimes are a good thing. The Flyers are back in action this afternoon against the Kraken down at the Wells Fargo Center, looking to get back on track, but they were very active yesterday at the trade deadline. They traded Andrei Kuzmenko to the LA Kings for a 3rd-round pick. And this, I think, was a good move because Kuzmenko came as part of, they were taking on somebody else's salary in order for them to have maneuverability. So to be able to swing him for a 3rd-round pick, his contract was expiring, so it totally makes sense and works for them. And then finally, after months and months of speculation, Scotty Lawton was traded along with 2 late draft picks of the Flyers to the Toronto Maple Leafs for a conditional first-rounder and a prospect. The conditional first-rounder is top 10 protected, and I believe it's for 2026. But either way, Flyers making some moves to give them some flexibility down the road. And for Scotty Lawton, he was a good guy. Definitely played hard, and for all intents and purposes, well liked in the clubhouse as well by fans. So he helps the Flyers out here, and hopefully, maybe we'll say let's go Leafs and root him on. I don't know, but the Flyers now seem to be in full rebuild mode, and it does seem like they're going to have some more flexibility now as they go into this year's draft as well as next year. So, Scotty, thank you for all of your help and play over the years. You were definitely a trooper, and here's to the future for the Flyers as they get back in action today against the Kraken at the Wells Fargo Center at 12:30. Sixers are off today. However, the big story was Friday Night Smackdown was in Philly last night. And as they always do, if you watch wrestling, you know they show either players from one of the teams, and they always have the championship belts. Well, I forget who else was there, but I know Yabusali was there. But Paul George was the one holding the belt. Cascade of boos came down, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was great. This dude just does not fit in here. You need to get out of that contract. But Paul George booed at Friday Night Smackdown last night, which was incredible. But Sixers are off today. They're back in action tomorrow. Not really a whole lot of Phillies news, except for I saw a report. They did an interview with Ranger Suarez. He says he wants to finish out his career here and stay a Philly forever. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. I think this is a very pivotal year for Ranger, as he needs to prove that he can continue to sustain. Like, he's good early in the season, but he wears down. So this is a very, very pivotal year for Ranger. I'm rooting for the guy, though. I like Ranger, so we'll see where that goes. But I will have reports from spring training today. We're going to try to go a little early, watch some of the practice, and see the game, see if we can meet some people. I know a lot of the 2008 Phils are here. We're listening to the radio on the way to the airport, and they were interviewing Charlie Manuel, who's one of my favorites. Absolutely love that guy, but he's here. Ryan Howard, Jimmy Rollins. So hopefully we get a chance to kind of interact and mingle with those guys. No idea what that's going to bring or what that looks like, but stay tuned tomorrow for your spring training update live from Clearwater. We do have some Eagles news, and man, it's just Eagles Twitter. I say it all the time. It's one of the most toxic places on the internet. AJ was going at it with a fan the other day and basically said Eagles community is messy, and he's not wrong. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I think the problem is too many people feel that they have the itchy Twitter fingers or the keyboard heroes, where they would never say half of this stuff to the guys to their face. But it's just ridiculous. And then Emmanuel Acho on his show decided to chime in and said, the Eagles are too good. We're champions. Eagles fans are too good to be this sensitive. And you know what? He's right. Like, it's just it's insane just how in feelings and emotional Eagles fans get over the smallest things. And it's like, we're never going to truly get over that hump and become new Philly if we continue to be this sensitive. We have to be better. And I agree. Just because AJ says he's ready to get back to work in the Super Bowl didn't necessarily bring him the amount of joy, because it was all about the process a couple days after the Super Bowl and wants to get back to work. Doesn't mean he is anti-Eagles or anti-this. It means he's focused and wants to get back and win another one. And for people to make a big deal about that, it was insane. We've seen it with Sirianni and Hurts. And I even saw a couple people yesterday trying to spin the mic'd up where Sirianni was taking the starters out of the game, and Jalen's like, are you sure? To say that there's a rift between the coach and Jalen. And it's like, really? That's the dots you connected for that? Because truthfully, it's Jalen just wanting to continue to just pound the team. Like, sure, there's a lot of emotion in that Super Bowl for him, considering what happened the last time, and he just wanted to pound it. So, Eagles fans, we need to be better. We need to embrace this new Philly mentality. We're too good to be worried about this petty shit. Like, it's insane. So be better. I'm telling you, we retired old Philly, and I get every now and then we're going to slip up and fall back into that. But there's no need to be that sensitive. Be better. We are a great team. We need to act like we're a great fan base. But that does lead to today's question of the day. Are Eagles fans too sensitive? 267-495-8531. That'll get you into the Back to the Future voice and text line. Let's have some fun on a Saturday. I personally think absolutely Eagles fans are too sensitive. And I know the callers you hear on the radio, the people that you see posting the outrageous stuff on Twitter, it's a small minority. However, that stuff spreads like wildfire because of those callers onto WIP, because of those Twitter accounts. All of a sudden, people start believing the hype, and it just snowballs out of control. So are we too sensitive as Eagles fans? I say yes. We need to be better. 267-495-8531. Get you into the Back to the Future voice and text line. Get that. Anything else Philly sports related off your chest. Want to talk about Paul George getting booed? I would have loved to have seen him get into the ring and get like power bombed or something. Or Kevin Owens come out and give him a pile driver. But didn't happen, but that's okay. Union are back in action today, taking on New England. Up in New England, looking to go 3-0 on the season. It's been a very, very pleasant surprise with them this year. So we'll have the recap of that game tomorrow as well. And be sure to check out my friends over at the Clashing Conferences podcast. Great things happening with their sports fan network. Go to clashingconferences.com for details about what they have to offer, what they got going on, and how you can get involved. And then, of course, Philly Goat. I'm wearing the slides right now. They're very comfortable. Went to the pool last night when we checked in, and they did the job. So go check out Philly Goat. They have all kinds of stuff. They got a new partnership where they're doing golf shirts, and these golf shirts are awesome. So go to Philly Goat. Be sure to use that promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. That's phillygoat.com. Promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. And don't forget to check out our friends at onpattison.com as well. Great Philly sports coverage. Not sure if any of them are down here, but I'm going to try to seek them out to see if they are here. All right, today we're going to go all the way back to 1971. And on this day in 1971, it was the fight of the century, the much anticipated fight between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier up at Madison Square Garden. Joe Frazier came into the fight 26-0 with 23 KOs. He was the recognized champion for the WBA, WBC, and Ring Magazine. Muhammad Ali came in at 31-0, 25 knockouts. He was the former champion who never lost his title in the ring. If you remember, he was stripped because of his refusal to go to the Vietnam War. So they had that tournament that Joe Frazier didn't want to take part in because he was pro Ali and thought that Ali was the champion. So this was a much anticipated battle. And unlike a lot of the fights we see during when I was a kid and even today, this one lived up to the hype. It would have made billions of dollars in today's money, but it lived up to the hype. It went all 15 rounds. Joe Frazier won by unanimous decision, knocking down Ali in the 15th round. One of the first times as a professional Muhammad Ali was ever even knocked down. Both fighters got the crap kicked out of them. Muhammad Ali, this was awesome, went to the medical center to get checked out, stayed for maybe 10 minutes because he didn't want anybody to know or think or say that Joe Frazier put him in the hospital. Frazier, on the other hand, was in the hospital for a couple weeks again. But as we know, they would fight two more times, two more epic battles. But this was sort of like a turning point for both of them in their career. Joe Frazier, a year or so later, would lose the heavyweight championship to George Foreman. Ali would knock out Foreman to win it. But neither fighter was really the same after this battle. So on this day in 1971, up in Madison Square Garden, it was the fight of the century. Joe Frazier, Ali, much anticipated, and Philly's own Joe Frazier gets the unanimous decision in 15 rounds, knocking down Ali. And there was a spot in the fight, too. I think it was like maybe the 9th or 10th round where Ali actually got saved by the bell. He was on the ropes kind of teetering, but Smoking Joe wins the title, I guess you could say, of undisputed heavyweight champion when he beat Muhammad Ali on this day by unanimous decision up in Madison Square Garden. A fight I heard all about when I was a kid from my dad, who's a huge Ali fan. All right, and then finally today, our Women's Big Five Hall of Fame Spotlight. We're going to spotlight Denise Dillon from Villanova. She played there from 1993 to 1996. She played under legendary coach Harry Perretta. She is an O'Hara grad. She was the All-Big East Rookie of the Year, 3-time All-Big East, 3-time All-Big Five. Then after she graduated, she went on to coach at Drexel, turned them into a great team. They won the 2013 WNIT tournament. Made it to the NCAA tournament in 2009. She is the winningest coach in Drexel's history. She was inducted into the Big Five Hall of Fame in 2004, the Delco Athletics Hall of Fame. She's in the Villanova Varsity Club Hall of Fame, as well as the Cardinal O'Hara Hall of Fame. She now currently coaches at Nova. She's been there since 2020. She won the Big East Coach of the Year in 2022, is in the process of turning that program around, much like she did with Drexel. Obviously, Nova's a big step up, but she's an absolute legend, both as a player and as a coach. Denise Dillon is today's Big Five Women's Hall of Fame spotlight for the day. On this day back in 1971, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fought in their much-anticipated fight at Madison Square Garden, dubbed the fight of the century, but it was Smokin' Joe winning by unanimous decision in the 15th round. We'll have more on the Phillies, Union, Sixers, and Flyers tomorrow. But let me know, are we too sensitive as Eagles fans? I hate to say it, but yes, we are. 267-495-8531. That'll get you into the Back to the Future voice and text line. All right, time to go shower, eat some breakfast, and head to spring training. Hopefully we can get some good stories from there. But this has been This Day in Philly Sports History for March 8th, 2025. I'm Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Saturday, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.